Hi everybody, this is Nikki and I'm here to do a quick video that contains no medical advice whatsoever. It's all my personal experience, personal opinion, personal theory. There is no medical advice, and I would like to emphasize that because I am going to discuss Glucagon Expirations today, and this is an attempt to do a part 3 of the Glucagon mini dose videos that I am making when I can remember that I'm making them. Okay, so I haven't prepared anything. I was just going to talk a little bit about the Glucagon Expirations. Last video, I did a brief introduction and talked about why I use Glucagon mini doses. I do use them all the time. I've got my stuff, laying around here from this morning. So I would like to tell you guys a little bit about my own understanding of the expirations, because the Glucagon expirations are pretty hard and they're pretty set, and so even coming from the endocrinologist, we hear specifically once you've mixed a kit, if you haven't used it, you dump it 24 to 48 hours after mixture. So these are pretty set rules that we've learned, and I would not be able to do Glucagon mini doses if I could only use a kit for 24 or 48 hours. It would be too expensive. But again, I can only speak to what I have done so far. And after a couple of years of using this, I can tell you a little bit about what I've done with the expirations, which is not by the book. Okay. Here's what it is. In general, when we talk about Glucagon expirations, there are two dates that there's two expiration periods that we're talking about. The first one has to do with an unmixed kit. So an unopened vial, an unopened kit. How long is that kit good on your shelf, in your cabinet, whatever? The second one is once the solution has been added into the vial, how long is a mixed vial good for before you're supposed to dump the remaining solution? Okay, so generally speaking, and this is also true for insulin and a lot of things, the Glucagon unopened kit is supposed to be good for a year. And after that time, if your kit is 1 year expired, if you're going by the book, you're supposed to discard that kit. If you have mixed a vial, you're supposed to be able to use whatever you can use within 24 hours is the original one. And then I think that there are some sources that will say 24 to 48 hours, but whatever is left in your vial, I have a vial here, but whatever's left in your vial, you're supposed to discard. Okay, so my understanding, my experience with the two expirations are that one year expiration for an unopened kit is really overly strict. Again, this is all personal opinion and personal theory and everything else. I have used kits as far back, I can't really remember now, but I want to say as far back as 2015. So 5 or 6 years old without any problems. Stephen Daniel Adeo, you sent me a kit for 2012, I think, somewhere in there, and I'm ecstatic about opening that up and getting to use it. I'm just trying to do it at a time that I know I won't be alone. I do want to make sure that I give that one a try when people are around in case it doesn't work. But I have zero concerns that it's not going to work. There are some diabetics who say Glucagon is supposed to be good for life. So the bottom line is I have a drawer full of Glucagon kits that are, that range in expirations from 2014 to 2023. And they all seem to have the exact same kick. And obviously with anything, even with your insulin, if you don't appear to be getting what you think you should be getting from your dose, then you discard. That can happen with insulin. There can be times that you just aren't sure, it just doesn't feel like it's working, so you just get rid of it. And there might have been times, although I can't think of any, there may have been times that I just wasn't sure the Glucagon was doing what it was supposed to do, so I got rid of it. but I like looking at patterns, and I can say that I have not seen any patterns yet that indicated that the older glucagon wasn't as good as the newer stuff. Again, not medical advice. Okay, so that's the unopened glucagon, and that one, there's a good amount of diabetics who know about that, you know. So that's not really, that wasn't the more interesting date for me. The more interesting date for me had to do with once you mix the solution, and this is where I got started using it, is that I was reading about diabetics who were doing these mini doses, but they were discarding whatever they hadn't used after 48 hours. So basically they were trying to use whatever they could in that time, and then they were dropping it in the trash. I now probably pay between 10 and 20 bucks a kit, you know, which is worth every penny to me as long as I'm getting every last drop of it. But if I had to be dropping stuff in the trash, I wouldn't be able to afford it. So it wouldn't have been an option. So when I had heard, when I had seen the diabetics doing it, but was still sticking to that 24 to 48 hours, it really wasn't all that tempting to learn. And then I came across a posting in a Facebook group somewhere where a mom was talking about her daughter and the daughter and her endocrinologist, and how the endocrinologist had said it was okay to leave it on your nightstand for up to 3 weeks. And that's all it took for me to be willing to try it. You know, I had no idea what would happen if it had gone past the time that you were supposed to discard. Anyway, so it was enough for me to go on. I mixed it up, and in the beginning I logged everything. I did an enormous amount of, paid an enormous amount of attention. And I started to see that it really was fine. A week passed, 2 weeks passed, 3 weeks passed. And then I finally set out to do a little experiment. I mixed the kit, put it up in my cabinet, came back 2 months later to use it. It worked fine. I then went to 3 months and mixed the kit, put it away, came back 3 months later, tried it. It worked fine. And my next goal, if I can remember, and maybe today I'll mix the kit, my next goal is to do it for 6 months, and just to see whether or not after 6 months, so again, I'm talking about mixing that vial, putting the solution in, so I have my vial of glucagon, my emergency glucagon, but then putting it away for 6 months, and then taking it back out and trying it. I do understand that there could be something to crystallization, and I do think I did fill an Omnipod with glucagon to see whether or not I could pump glucagon, and I loved it, but I didn't respect. I did hear that after 27 hours it could crystallize. I did not respect the rule, and I blew up my Omnipod. So I do think that you have to be careful, but I also think that there, you know, I inspect it before I actually use it. I inspect everything. Any kit I open up, I don't care if it's a 2023 or 2012, any kit, I make sure that the tablets are in there. I make sure that the solution looks clear. You know, there's a lot to inspecting it. And I am very hopeful that the worst case scenario is that something just isn't as strong as it should be, rather than, you know, it makes me have vomiting and diarrhea for a week or whatever. Okay, so the point is, that's my point. That's what I'm doing with expirations. Because of that, I have no problems mixing my kit, filling my syringes. And I was once very organized about it. I'm less organized about it now. I do carry syringes full that I don't know when I mix them. And that's it. And there was something else I was going to say about, I was going to say about opening up the kit and you know, inspecting stuff. That I have opened up brand new kits from, you know, from my pharmacy where there was no glucagon inside of it. You know, there was the solution and everything else. I'm not going to say the word. Okay, anyway, that's it. 10 minutes. Smell you later. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful week and happy holidays in case I don't get back till next summer. Okay, bye.